Yes! Boom boom, hargelaka boom boom, here we are again. Hey, another week.
Not just another week, it was a new record month in August.
Wow, oh, what a spectacular. I saw the turnover coming. Day by day it went up and up and up and up. And then I saw the last 2 days.
It went from a record day to a record week to a record month in just a few days.
You know what I saw? That the last day we did a higher turnover than one of the months in the past. How is that? Did you saw that?
Yes.
I calculated it.
But there's a but, right?
Yeah, there's a but. There's a but. There's always a but. Yeah.
So
the but is beautiful. I know a lot of but still are very beautiful.
okay, but let's keep on track here before you go wandering off to another area.
I'm so excited.
I know.
I look forward.
But we need to explain a little bit. On the last day, as always, when there's a promotion, a lot of people wait till the last minute, and we know that from the past. But in this case, was a little bug in the system, and we saw that when people kept pressing the button to pay with their coins, instead of just one purchase, in some cases it went up to multiple purchases. So you know that when you purchase one package in euro, you could buy the second membership with their coin, but sometimes somebody purchased one in euro and then 10 with their coins. So there were a little bit of errors, so we tracked all of them, and in the next 6 to 8 hours this will be rolled back. So if you see a case where you have left volume by 4 hours from now, then 4 hours before, then you know that we roll back some of those packages before the commission is going to be paid out in the morning. But just so you know, and the back is out now, so just so you know, don't press that button again. It's out now, so.
But I know what happened. Well, you know, we were already on the day before. We had so many people logging in that everybody, it was constantly rolling.
Why do people always wait till the last minute? They have a whole month, but they want to do everything in the last 6 hours.
They did it the last 3 years as well, but they decided to do even more because this volume was insane. And then at the third moment I saw that Chris put the message in, because we made the bandwidth a little bit wider.
Yeah.
That the trouble was that by giving the people more access, the security levels went a little bit down, and we thought we can do that to accommodate everybody. But yeah, then as always, you know, every story has two sides. You try to do something for the people, but the other result is that you get actually this.
But don't worry, it's not like we're talking about immense volume. We're still having the best month in the last 12 months, even when we take this little bit of volume out. But just so you know, we wanted to warn you upfront. So
actually, what I hope is that it could be that when with that money is, for example, bought some Jamaica packages, could be that from the next 4-8 hours, some of the Jamaica packages are coming available again because they are turned. Can happen, isn't it?
I think that people should watch closely, because when it happens, it means that some of the countries, regions that are over 100% might be at 98% or 97%.
Yes.
If you have the right timing.
Well, only you don't have that double units anymore.
Unfortunately, no.
You know, for every success there's always
a fail. But nonetheless, I can say that from the numbers right now, I can see that it's today the 5th of September, and the first 5 days of September are already bigger, and not just a little bit, but about 20% bigger than the first 5 days of August. That's the numbers that I see as well, and this is without the bug, just so you know. So I think we're gonna have another record month.
Yeah, and to be honest, last year, I saw in last year, I don't know what you guys, because you can see that in your scene as well. August, September, October were not the best months, were actually the worst one.
August is always the worst one.
We boomed everything in November. And when you see now that we were able, because you ride in the group the last 12 months, but I did a calculation, I looked at the other months, but it was not only the last one. I'm not going to tell you exactly how many months, but this was one of our best months ever.
100%.
And when you calculate, I never had more money in August than this year. So, hey.
Hey, now we're talking about record-breaking and winning anyway. Anything you did this afternoon? Anything specific?
Wow. You know, I'm actually in a very good vibe. I didn't, because of this whole company, I could not even tell you that.
I think everybody knows right now. We love it.
Yesterday I went home and my children were in something called Monkey Town. And then I thought, okay, they are done. And I thought, okay, let's see if I can have a long shot because I wanted to see something. And I went on my own to Eindhoven. I was able to buy a ticket for the for 100 euros. Wow, 100 euros.
That was
and I brought my test, my vaccination paper with me. They said, what is this? This is the vaccination of some affair, and there's no something else. And they let me in. And I was there when the Dutch beat Montenegro with 4-0. So that was a good start. Then I saw the Olympic Games, Paralympics, and the Netherlands after Russia, China, America, and Great Britain. We were the number 5 of having golden medals and medals. And this afternoon, hallelujah. Hey.
If we are in a winning mode and the Netherlands is in a winning mode, then I think it's time for the network to be in a winning mood as well.
Yes, and I really believe I see that some of the people out there are on the way to the top. I have seen, I monitored, I cannot see.
You think we will have some new black diamonds this month?
Yes, for sure. Yeah, I think
so that means a few more cars driving around.
I think there's going to be a car somewhere in Austria. I think there's.
Or Italy in this case?
Get it done. Italy, that car drives them in the area.
Spain?
And I think there's going to be a car close to Barcelona, actually, where
I think also somewhere in the Middle East will be another.
And in the Middle East will not be one car. You know, when we have a new Crown Diamond, I think we will have.
I think we can start our own transport company in the meantime.
And we can start a rental company. And I've seen in Latin America as well that they signed up some good people. And when you like the offers of Bitcoin for buying the packages, you know, don't underestimate, because Mario Vilmas and Giovanna Rentera had already the second real estate company that accepts partly
100%
payments in Bitcoin.
And we extended actually the double the coins and the wheel until tomorrow, just understand, tomorrow 11:59 p.m. Amsterdam time, no actually 11:59 p.m. Estonia time, because everything related to Bitcoin is Estonia time. So you only have, that is about 4 plus 24 is 28 hours left to benefit from this promotion.
And the coins are almost sold, isn't it? And we are with the last million, tens of millions.
It's only a few months away, and then the whole distribution that is available for Success Factory for Bitcoin is over.
Game, set, and match. And then it's only usability and the rise of the price. Hey, I can do a rise of the price. I said, like a rhythm, like a boogie to me.
There's a reason you didn't make it in the rap industry.
I make it a little bit in the dance, you know?
Okay, good.
And there's always a possibility. Hey. What do you think? Do you think I'm too old to shine again? Did you see?
I said nothing about age.
Did you see?
I said something about quality.
After 39 years, ABBA came back.
Yeah, that's true.
ABBA came back and they made 2 songs.
But they already made it once, so then you can have a comeback. If you never made it, there's no comeback.
That's my best friend and my partner. You know, I cannot say those words.
So maybe this is a good time. Greg, are you there?
Greg, and where's Greg actually?
Yeah, he was here in Amsterdam and then he was gone, and yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, he's in.
Well, I am here, and Roald, I have to agree with you. I'll give Igor, I'll give you high marks for energy, but I got to roll with Roald on the quality thing. That you need help.
You're right then, because you're good enough for two.
Yes, maybe we'll do something next Sunday. How about that?
Yes. I'm game for that, because I absolutely can rap a little bit on a few things, and you all both know that. So let's go, man. I'm ready to
Now
go.
you can tell us a little bit more about not California law, but how's Barcelona law?
I gotta tell you, I was immediately in love with this city. This is the most beautiful city. I'm so happy that it worked out that I could come here. I'm absolutely thrilled, and you can see what's behind me. One of the most iconic spots in all of Europe, La Sagrada Familia, and I felt like that was the right spot for me to come and start tonight. So yeah, I love this place, man. I freaking love it. And if I would be happy if Keeney was driving me around in his new black Mercedes, 100%.
He's on the way. I think he can make it.
You can make it.
Amazing.
You got something for the people at home.
I do. So I was thinking about, as I do every week, I think of, oh, listen, there's a little marker. I was thinking about the concept of believing versus knowing, and it struck me as an important concept, one that we need to have anchored in our thinking. But I also wanted to speak to our first core value of integrity. You all know I speak over and over and over again about our core values, because there's a reason for that. As a leader in any organization, one of the things that I learned a long time ago is that the quality and the size and the effectiveness and the success of your team, and in this case, the entire organization, has everything to do with your ability to create rules, but also enforce those rules. And a company has a specific responsibility to the people in it. So when you look at what we do from Amsterdam, when you look at what Roald is facilitating the growth over, when you look at what Chris and Nils have created as an organization, and you look at its establishment, that's one part of the three-legged stool, if I could put it that way. So there's the company. Then there's the field, which is all of you and what you do and your aspirations to grow and to travel and to have Mercedes and go to Dubai and etc. So you're an important part. You're an absolutely the bleeding edge, tip of the spear part. But you rely on what we do in Amsterdam to make sure that it's legitimate, quality, delivered, low issues, all of that. But then there's the third part, which are the products. So we have these incredible products that they need to deliver, and there are people that sit behind those with DAG and with Forex Insiders and with the View and with Bank. Each of them have an organization within themselves as well, and also have a culture within them. But I want to remind you of a couple of things. As a company, the primary responsibility of an executive team in a company is really three things. The first one is to create the business. So if you think about Nils and Chris coming up with the idea, and then Igor and Roald grabbing it and making sure that it was anchored, and then bringing Jason and I in to help energize it, facilitate it, etc. When you think about that, our jobs really are to innovate the brand, to create the brand, to innovate the brand, and to protect the brand. Those are the three things. Create the brand, innovate the brand, and protect the brand. And protecting the brand, we have a legal department now that their responsibility is to make sure that when there are threats to the company or when there's threats to a particular leadership, for example, in Oman, we've had a struggle with some government decisions around taxes and so forth, and that's happening in a few different places. So we have to actually have to stand in to protect you all from those types of things. But we also have to protect from competition. We have to protect from cross recruiting. But we also have to protect ourselves internally from people who don't make good decisions. So Roald and Igor were very sweet and very kind about the way that they presented some of the challenges that occurred in the last week with the pressing of the buttons. But I'm going to call something out, and I feel like I need to do that, and that is that some of those decisions weren't well made decisions, and some of them were made by top leaders in the company, and that becomes very problematic because it goes right to our first core value, which is integrity. When you find that there's something that is a problem in the settings, but it isn't the intention of the promotion, and it returns a greater yield to you than you're supposed to have, where do you think that money comes from? It comes from the company. It comes from everybody else in the company. So if you're gathering up excess commissions, that's coming from somewhere, and it's coming from somebody. And if you recognize that, I think from a place of integrity, the thing to do is to actually come forward and make us aware of that. We found it in retrospect, but there were people that were pushing the button in the moment and then felt like they were getting away with something. They didn't. And as a matter of fact, those are the things that can terminate your agreement with our company. You could lose your income. You could lose your relationship with the company, and it could also sour your reputation in all of this channel and industry, because it's a small world and people talk. So if you become a dishonest person, that will follow you. Don't do that. Don't be that. This is a business that has a beautiful intention, and the beautiful intention is to innovate wealth creation for all of humanity. That means that the smallest new person and the largest big person. And it's an evergreen, ever-present thing. This building behind me has been in construction for many, many years. It'll never stop. And you know what? Our business is just like this. We grow it, there's something to add, something to change. Something goes wrong, you got to bring in something else and make it happen. But the bottom line is, we operate from integrity, we operate from innovation. Do you think that there's innovation happening here in this building that's 200 years old? I would say there is. What the construction today is very different than the construction of 100 years ago or more. And then our third core value is freedom, right? We want all of you and every person to have freedom. There's no doubt about it. But when someone is operating out of integrity, they're taking away the freedoms, not only for themselves in the long run, but for everybody. So don't do that. Don't be that. And when it comes to contribution is such a personal thing. It could be time, it could be talent, it could be money, it can be leadership, it can be ideas, it can be many, many things. But be of the service to the company, and because the company is of service to you. And so when you are contributing back to the organization, we're moving in a smooth, fluid partnership. And that's what a great company does. It's a smooth, fluid partnership. But when someone makes the decision to do something the wrong way, it upsets the culture. I was upset this week, to be honest with you. I was really, really, really disappointed in a couple of people as we went through the information, because it was clear that it wasn't just a mistake, that a happenstance mistake. It was a purposeful attempt to take money from the company. That's disappointing, and I imagine those people won't be with us anymore, and that's unfortunate too. But it is the way it is, because the job of the company is to protect the company from the inside and the outside. Sometimes the more dangerous people are on the inside. So don't be that. Be aware of each other. Be aware of each other's strengths. Encourage those things. And I think that's the best way. That's the best way to do it. And at the end of the day, our company is stronger when we abide by the rules and the culture that we have. All right, so that's enough of that. That's all I wanted to say about that. But I wanted to say it on the basis of the core values, because I love our core values. I love our mission, and I love our core values. I'm very proud of them. I tell everybody everywhere I go, and it always gets people's attention. To innovate wealth creation for humanity on the pillars of 5 beautiful core values is an immaculate, pristine thing, and I want you to pay attention to that. All right, so now I wanted to kind of talk a little bit about what I wanted to talk about, which was the difference between belief and knowing. I was thinking about this because the reason I was thinking about this is I was on a project, and I was looking at different personality profiling things. And we have bank, and there are many others. And I've looked at some different things. And I've looked at the power of people who are affected by believing and those who are affected by knowing. Now, when you think about this, with bank, we have the blueprint, we have the action, we have the nurturing, and we have the knowledge. The blueprint is somebody that really has to know, right? They're more impressed by knowing, and they tend to think their way into action, and that can take a long time, because sometimes they don't ever get to a place of action. They're in information gathering foreverville, and they don't actually get to action. So it's problematic, but there's different personality types. When you're a blueprint, you're traditional. When you're an action person, you tend to be more inclined on belief, right? So when I'm talking about the difference between belief and knowing, different personalities respond to the different kinds of things that happen. So when you're talking about a nurturing person, they're probably more inclined to belief as well. Whereas a knowledge person, of course, is based on they love the knowing. And so I started thinking about this, because knowing is about how you possess knowledge, and believing is you've accepted something to be true. And there's a level of what I would call intelligent doubt. So you don't know it for sure, but you have an intellectual or an intelligent doubt about it. It's not like you're standing up for something you really don't know, but you have this firm belief, and you've actually gotten to the point where you really, really believe it, but you don't really know it, and that's an intelligent doubt. I think believing means that you've chosen a truth, and knowing means that you're very certain about a truth. And I think believing leaves room for doubt, and this is an important word here. When you're believing something and it leaves room for doubt, that's an important conversation I'm going to hit on here in a second. But knowing leads to confidence, and believing is really blind trust, but knowing is trusting with awareness, right? So for me, there's this process. I actually drew it out. Let me show you what I drew out. It's not a very good drawing, but I'm going to show it to you anyway. So this is what I drew out, right? So you've got this truth over here, and then you've got this belief over here on the left, and in the middle you have this thing called knowledge. So to get to truth, you have to actually work through getting actual knowledge, and that takes action. But doubt is one of those things that actually crushes action. And so knowing is very, very different. When you believe something and you operate with a little bit of fear or a little bit of doubt, it can show up in a way that you didn't want it to. And in fact, doubt is one of those things that we typically invite into our conversation. I think I've shared that with you before, that fear shows up when something happens. Doubt is something that we sort of invite in on the basis of just believing but not being intelligent about what you're believing. And fear tends to awaken you, and it gives you this awareness and maybe even this discomfort. But if you have intelligent doubt, you'll go and take action anyway. If you have unintelligent doubt, you might just stop and not take action. And when you don't take action, you don't get the knowledge. This is the whole point. I say this a lot, but taking action is the greatest teacher. And sometimes when it comes to this business, we don't take enough actions that lead to enough knowledge, that lead to enough truth. And people will take one or two small actions, and they'll exercise their limiting beliefs and the things that they've been holding in their psychology for a long time. And it can become a problem, because what you're trying to get to is find joy, and joy is found in a winnable game. That's what they That's what a friend of mine teaches. It's having a winnable game. A game that you can take some actions, get some responses, and ultimately that leads to some joy. And it requires focused attention, it requires intentional action, and it requires talent, it requires intelligence, it requires competitiveness and resilience. These are the things that make up, I think, what it takes to be a resilient and successful and action-oriented human being. I was reading something this week that I thought was really cool. I'll share it with you. And it's this book. It's called Positive Energy. There's things in there that I love and things that I'm not necessarily loving, but that's fine. The point is there's one piece in here that I really wanted to share with you. It's 7 tactics for de-energizing fear. And I like that because one of the common threads that I run across in this business, and I don't care if you've been doing it for a really long time or you just got started. What is very common for people is they run up into fear fairly quick, meaning they get a stream of success and then something happens, or they make a bunch of sales in 1 month and then they're unnerved the second month, and fear and doubt start to set in. But there's 7 tactics, and this is something worth writing down. These 7 tactics are for de-energizing fear. Fear can be a living, breathing energy and an enemy to you at times. It can be life-saving as well. It's a natural response to many things. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the thing that can haunt you and cause you to stall in what you need to do. So here are the 7 tactics. Number 1, name your fears so they cannot ambush you. Name your fears. And basically, when you sit with quiet fears inside, like I'm not good enough, I'm not pretty enough or handsome enough or whatever, those kinds of things that have been in your brain for a long time, if you don't name them, they can just ambush you from time to time. And you need to name them. You need to actually look at those and say, gosh, am I not good enough? That's easy. I can say that for myself. There are times when I say, man, I'm just not good enough for that. But what happens is if I name that and I go back and say, well, why do I feel that way? And I address that. Here's the trick. The trick is to overwrite that in your brain. And the best way to do that is to say to yourself, well, thank you for sharing. And it neutralizes the impact, and I kind of love that. I think that's an important mind trick that we all need when we're looking for ways to overwrite what's in our brain. The second one is listen to your intuition. As I said, some of your fears are protected for your well-being. Those are fine, and that's not a problem. That's not what I'm talking about. The problem is when those fears show up for you, and they can put you on high alert, right? And you end up looking for things that aren't really there. But when you're looking for things, you end up finding them. So there is an absolute truth to what you prepare your brain and your mind to see. You'll see somewhere. So if it's fear, you'll see it. If it's a brightness of possibility and hope for your future, you'll see that. You'll find that as well. So listen to your intuition and pay close attention to that. Trust your gut. Your gut tells you something for a reason. Trustworthy intuitions will energize you. If you feel energized by a gut feeling, if it's like, yeah, that's good for me, trust that. That's really good. But at the same token, if there's an irrational fear, it will exhaust you, and you'll feel that too. Trust that as well. Don't overplay that, overthink it. Just respond to the gut feeling that you have. It's there for a reason. You've been given that as a gift, as a human being. Don't ignore it. The third tactic is say a prayer to lift fear. Whatever you do to meditate or pray or whatever it is, do that, because it has a way of, when you close your eyes and you act innocently and humble and not cynical, it has a way of removing the impact of that particular fear or doubt. So that's a good one. The fourth tactic is to make a gratitude list. Now listen, this is a practice a lot of great leaders do. There's nothing new about this. One of the things I talked with Peter Gerstler about what he does with his team. Every day I think he has meetings, and I'm really impressed by that, because it takes a level of discipline and intelligence. But one of the things that their team does is that they list 3 things they're grateful for every day. That's a superpower that if you exercise it, it has enormous strength for you to approach each day. And we all need to attack each day with more strength. If you state what you're grateful for, it's predetermining in your brain a positive intention. So that's a big deal. And then the tactic number 5 is visit an energetically uplifting place. As you can see, I'm in an energetically uplifting place. Actually, all of Barcelona is energetic and vibrant. One of the coolest cities I've ever been in. But today I went to a place called Sitges, which is a beach community, and oh my gosh, it was so beautiful. I ended up resting and looking at the Mediterranean Sea and having beautiful food, and I felt so relaxed and so uplifted. It's a beautiful thing to do, and it caused me to remove a lot of just everything in my head and just postpone it. So when you visit an energetically uplifting place, it has a powerful impact on you, and it can shift and change how you feel. It's the positive vibes thing. A cathedral is clearly an uplifting place. Number 6 is to heal energetic scars. Look, in psychology, we know that we have traumas, and we have deep hidden anger issues and lots of things. Address those and confront them. Speak to yourself about them. Again, say thank you for sharing, and don't let your fears fester around all of that. We get in a trance about that kind of stuff. I was sitting at the beach today, and I found myself in a trance, but I was in a good trance. The cool breeze was running over me, the sparkling sea was in front of me, and it was amazing. So I was in a self-induced relaxation trance. But that's not what I'm talking about. There are trances that we get in on the basis of things that we believe about ourselves for a long time, that are traumas, that are hurts. People did something to us, people hurt us, whatever it is. Until you clear that, it will affect you. And then number 7 is this is a big one for the nurturing people around us, the N's, the yellows in our world. Don't absorb other people's fears. Empathic people will do that, and you all know who you are, because it's just me saying that. You're like, yes, that's exactly what I do. I do it a little bit, but I resist it because I'm aware of it. I would rather just speak to somebody about them and ask questions, be loving and considerate of it, but I don't want to feel the way you feel. I just want to understand why you feel the way you feel, and perhaps I can add some help and value. But feeling the way you feel, plus the way I feel, plus the way the stranger that just walked past me who's sad feels, that is miserable. That is, I know people that do that, and I feel for them, because they struggle to find their own level of happiness. But please don't allow yourself to do that. Again, this is about awareness and knowing and doing. There's it's a mental skill to be aware of your knowledge and your belief. And there's 4 levels of learning. There's the I don't know what I don't, or I don't know what I don't know, and that's called unconscious competence. I don't know what I don't know. And the next one is I know what I know, which is conscious competence, right? I know what I know. I'm clear that I have a conscious competency. I'm aware of certain things. I know what I know. Then you move up to the next level, which is I know what I don't know, which means you're aspiring to gain more information. I know what I don't know, and I want to know more. And then there's the top, which is I don't know. I'm sorry, that's it. I started with that. I don't know what I don't know. And that one is interesting, because you are unconsciously incompetent around knowledge, and that's why the more you expose yourself to the books and the trainings and the places that in the world, if you don't go there, you won't know any of it, and you're not even aware that you don't know it. And then when you know it, it becomes very important to you. Igor said something in May, in a one of these calls that I wrote notes on because it was really powerful and it affected me. And I really loved it. I've read it several times. And he said this. He said, risk more than other people think is safe. Care more than other people think is wise for you. Dream more than others think is practical. And expect more than anyone thinks is possible. Why I love that so much is because that is a combination of knowing and believing, right? You know when you're risking more, you know when you're caring more, you know when you're dreaming more, you know when you're expecting more, but it's also tied to belief, right? If you're risking more than other people think is safe, that's a belief, that's not a knowledge. If you care more than other people think is wise for you, that's also a belief because you have faith in something. You don't know if that's a good idea, you just assume that it is. So, same thing with dreaming more and expecting more. It's both knowledge in your skills, what you already have, and belief in where you're headed. I just want to say this as I close. This is a beautiful organization, and it has enormous possibilities if you just grab it and run with it with full effort and full faith in the business. Operate with the 5 core values that you're operating center of belief. Be a person of great integrity. Be a person who's creative and innovative. Be a person who seeks personal freedom, time freedom, financial freedom, who shares that dream with other people. Be a person who contributes goodness and hope and possibility and time and talents to the world, and be a person who takes personal leadership, actually gains the information, the insights, and the skill sets and the knowledge themselves, and then goes about purposefully and intentionally challenging other people and bringing them up a level. And as you do that, you bring yourself up a level. That's the nature of the ascension ladder, and it's a never-ending process, just like this beautiful La Sagrada Familia chapel. Church. It's an amazing thing. If you have never been to Barcelona, get to Barcelona as well, because man, what a city. And with that, I want to say we'll see all of you at the top, just like the top of this beautiful building. Just keep doing what you're doing. Congratulations on a great month. Congratulations on all the new rank advancements and the new commissions that are about to land in your bank accounts tomorrow. Well done, team. Well done. Let's take another run at this month. And with that, I'm going to turn it back to my brother from another mother in Amsterdam. Igor, it's back to you. I cannot hear you, Igor. I can't hear you, man.
You know, that Sagrada Familia is one of my favorite churches, and I come already there for more than 30 years, and I see the development. I see the development of the church. So the church grows like from a baby into this miracle. So, wow. I would have loved, I didn't know that you went there, but when I would have known, I would have come with you. I would have fly from Venice directly to Barcelona.
Well, next time, because there's room for you here as well.
Barcelona is the freedom, eh?
Beautiful.
I always say La Dolce Vita è bella in Italia, but Barcelona is one of those cities in the world to be. You've never been there before, isn't it?
No, this is the first time, and it's everything is new for me, and my eyes are wide open, and the people are beautiful and fun, and the food is incredible, and the nightlife is never ending. I went for a walk early this morning, and it was the most peaceful thing. This is the tree-lined streets, and oh my God, it's amazing. What a place.
At the Ramblas, did you see the fresh market?
Yes, I did.
Fish.
Oh, it's incredible. No, listen, yes, I was in that market. As a matter of fact, I had Thomas in there yesterday in that very market you're talking about, and I also walked on La Rambla a couple of times. It's incredible. I love this place.
By the way, did you meet Winnie Amoroso over there?
No, I not seen him yet. So he's apparently he's very busy.
And when are you coming back from it?
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. Maybe you guys can move up because Queenie had a big restaurant in Barcelona, so he knows everything over there.
Well, then we'll do that. All right, Queenie, if you're there, check with me out on Facebook.
I'm going to miss you then tomorrow, because tomorrow morning, early in the morning, Andrea and I are flying to Nice, and we go to Cannes, Saint-Tropez, Monaco. We hope to meet Van Diesel again, because he wants to do some business. Hey, and then, yeah, the call is, the business is calling.
That's good.
Well, but next week, we are together on the call, I think.
Yes, sir.
Well, thank you for your contribution. It was mesmerizing again.
Thank you.
Wow. So, now, next one in line is actually already waiting for you guys, and but this time we have the video, isn't it, Suraf? We have the video, so it's not live, but it's pre-recorded. And yes, let's go directly to our other friend, our other brother from another mother, Jason. Is Jason's video ready? Let's rock and roll!
Hey, Success Factory, I hope that you're doing well. Congratulations on a great month of August, a record month for the month of August when it came to volume and what we're doing. Great promotion was put out to you all, and you all grabbed it and took advantage of it, and you went out there in the process of the mission of the company, which is to innovate wealth creation for humanity. I just want to say congratulations to all of you that did that. Congratulations to every single one of you that had a rank advancement. Congratulations to all of you that have teams that have multiple rank advancements within your team. Now is a great time to continue to build on that momentum as the promotion has been extended, to keep going, to keep pushing, keep fighting hard, stay focused. Make sure to finish the last 4 months of this year strong. There's only 4 months left. Can you finish the last 30% of this year strong and stronger than you started in the first 2/3 of the year? 2022 is right around the corner, and you want to go into the next year with as much momentum as you can, with as many leaders as you can, with as many influencing and empowered leaders as you possibly can. And so just stay focused. Make sure that you harness your focus. That's actually the word that I'd like to talk to you about today, which is the word focus. I was going back through a lot of the notes and some of the things that I used to teach about all over the world, just some memories and ideas coming back to things that were important to people, and exercises that I would do, because I was around a lot of different people in a lot of different areas of life, but a lot of times I would take notes and make sure that I wrote down words, wrote down experiences and things that had an impact on my life and had an impact on the experience of my life, that I felt like I'd be compelled to have to share those things with other people as a reproducer of information. Because I've said this before, but when you learn things or when you take notes, there's two ways to learn. One is as a receiver of information, and the second way is as a reproducer of information. So if you're only a receiver, which is how most people take notes, they just take notes, they're just receiving the information with the intention that they're only going to keep it for themselves. The second way of taking notes is as a reproducer of notes, which means as you learn to take notes with the intention to not only apply it for yourself, but you take notes with the intention that you're going to reproduce it, or that you're going to teach it to other people, so that you can teach them what you know. Each one teach one. People teaching people, person to person, is the greatest way of building leadership and building generations of leaders down the road. But the word today is the word focus. And I learned a lesson that anytime a word meant something to you, or it had an impact to you, that you ought to start, when you contemplate a word, to go to the dictionary definition of the word to make sure that you understand what it really means. So this word focus, the dictionary definition of the word focus, means the subject upon which people's attention is focused. the subject upon which people's attention is focused. So what it means is wherever you put your attention, there goes your focus. So if you put your attention over here to fear, there goes your focus to everything about what can go wrong, around everything that's fearful. However, if you put your attention over here, gratitude, into love, into abundance, into all these other things, well then that's where your focus goes. Your focus goes over here to all of those things, and you see all the positive things that are out there. The word focus, one of the great quotes, comes from George Lucas, a filmmaker, Star Wars and several other films, said, always remember, your focus determines your reality. Always remember that your focus determines your reality. You have the ability to control your focus. You have the ability to put the attention where you want it. You have the ability to create the reality that you want. Then here's just some things that I had around the word focused. Are you challenged with the ability to focus? Do you struggle with the ability to focus your attention and stay focused for a long period of time? You see, many of us in a hyper-saturated world can lose our focus every single minute of every single hour of every single day. So your ability to focus and to stay focused will greatly impact the way that you live in the world. If you had the opportunity to sit back and watch your life play out in a movie theater, what would you notice about your ability to focus over your lifetime? What would you want to be able to be seen? You recognize that everything that we do echoes against the backdrop of all of eternity. It plays out like a movie plays out in a movie theater over time. What would you notice about it? Now, you see it into the future, rewind all the way back to today, and begin to focus your attention on the activities that produces a vision for you that you want to have somewhere in the future. See, focus is the ability to see a clear image, but unfortunately, most people have never taken the time to focus or see what that image is. Most people will never adjust the lens of their life to focus in on it. What is the clear image that you're trying to create in your life right now? What is the clear image that you're trying to create in your life right now? Do you focus more on positive things, or do you focus more on negative things? I would like to challenge you to think about this word focus around a couple different categories, and I've shared these categories before with you. But focus comes in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different categories. Focus can come in 5 different categories, at least in my experience of this word focus as it relates to the experiences that I've had. The 5 categories are: focus can come in terms of length, like how long is it? Focus can come in terms of width, how wide is it? Focus can come in terms of depth, how deep is it? Focus can come in terms of timing, and focus can come in terms of direction. Length, width, depth, timing, and direction. So length. What is the length of your focus? Can you focus the lens of your life for a day, for a week, for a month, for a year, for 5 years, for 25 years? Can you focus for the entirety of your lifetime? Or can you focus your life as it sets against the backdrop of all of eternity? How long do you see your focus? Focus also comes in width. Number 2, how wide is your focus? Can you focus only on your life, or can you focus on your life, your family's life, and other people around you's life? Can you focus on your neighborhood? Can you focus on your community? Can you focus on your city, on your state, on your region? Can you focus on your country? Can you focus on your continent? Can you focus on the world? You see, how wide is your focus? Do you have a narrow focus where it's only about you? Or do you have a narrow focus where it's only about you and your family? Or do you have a narrow focus where it's only about you and your family and your team? Or do you have a wider focus about you, your family, the team, the company, the city that you live in, the country that you live in, the region that you live in, the continent that you live in, the humanity, all of humanity? How wide is your focus? Number 3, Number 3, how deep is your focus? How deep can you currently focus? Once you understand your unique talents and your unique gifts, how deep are you willing to go in order to become an expert in your field? Once you identify your strengths and your abilities, your God-given talents, how deep and how committed are you to going and making sure that you become an expert in your area? Will you research? Will you read? Will you contemplate? Will you study? Will you share? Will you educate? Will you write? Will you communicate? And will you lead others on that path? Number 4, focus comes in timing. What is the timing of your focus? How long does it take you to realize that your life is out of focus? How long does it take you to realize that your life is out of focus? Once you realize that you're out of focus, how long does it take you to get back into focus? Right? So number 1 is, how long does it take you to realize you're out of focus? Then number 2 is, how long does it take you to get back into focus? Important things to understand. Then number 5, focus has a direction to it. What direction do you want the focus of your life to go? Do you focus more on material things, or do you focus more on spiritual things? Do you focus more on material things, or do you focus more on spiritual things? Do you focus more on things that satisfy your ego, or do you focus more on things that build your spirit? Do you focus on yesterday, or are you focusing on tomorrow? Always remember that your focus determines your reality, and you have the ability to put your attention and to adjust the lens of your life. Get a clearer image of what you want the movie of your life to focus on, and I hope that you take the time to do that. And I know that the way that you live in the world will begin to change. Then I also write down what are some questions to ponder, right? So I've typed all these out. Some questions to ponder about the word focus. When you think of what's going on in the world, what does the word focus make you think about? When you think about everything that's going on in the world, and you hear this word focus, what does this word make you think about? Write it out in detail. Number 2, when you think about the word focus, how could it impact you and the relationships in your life? When you think about the word focus, how can it impact you and the relationships in your life? And then number 3, when you think about this word focus, what is stopping you from growing in this area of your life? When you think about the word focus, what is stopping you from growing in this area of your life? I hope that you have the ability to recognize that whether you're in focus or out of focus, that your focus is either negative or positive, that your focus feeds your ego or feeds your spirit. It's a big word to understand. Always ride the wave of life, and always play big.
Jason, always ride the wave of change. Always play big.
I ride constant wave of change. I love
I know you do.
The bigger the wave, the more excitement it is. And I like to play big. You know what? Life doesn't make sense in the shadows. You know? I don't like to be in the shadows. I like
stand up, lead by example.
Yeah, and you know, there's no fun when there's no risk involved. Play big. And if you win, hallelujah. If you don't win, learn from it. So it's a learning experience. But we have still some good promotions going.
We have still some good things, so let's see if the system works again.
Yes.
1, 2, go! Yes, yes.
Wow.
So we go to the top 5, but there's going to be a but.
A but, again, a beautiful but.
There's going to be a but I will explain. We already said in the beginning, so
I love the buts, you know.
So, top regions, top 5, and actually there have been some changes. You will see that the number 5 and number 3, so the 3 to 5 are really close this time. So the number 5 is Thailand,
That's a new one.
58.79%.
That was 58, that was last week. Were Jordan and Italy somewhere around there?
Yeah.
I think they were 56.
And look at the number 4, it's 58.86, so that's a real small difference. And then we have Italy with 59.64%.
So Italy passed Jordan and Thailand is almost there to do the same.
100%. United Arab Emirates 67.09%, and number 1
Suriname 82.5%.
But now comes the but. We already said in the beginning there have been some packages that shouldn't have been allocated. So we will take them out. It will probably happen in the next few days.
Yeah.
So it might even be the case that, like we said in the beginning, that Jamaica comes back into the top 5 and has a few percentages left. So watch closely. If you were too late for Jamaica or you wanted more of Jamaica, there's still a chance in the next few days.
Wow.
Maybe.
In the next few hours or few days. Wow. And I really believe that. But I see as well that whatever country is in double the global unit,
There goes fast.
that one runs.
Yes.
So I saw this week, because it doesn't show Hawaii, but Hawaii is already over 30%. 30%.
Days. So that means with the new regions that we introduced on September 1st is St. Petersburg from Russia, then Rio de Janeiro from Brazil, Malaysia, Portugal, and Hawaii from the United States, the first state of the United States that we added to the regions of the view.
Yeah, and actually now this is what we added. This was the voting.
Yeah.
But now Hawaii is on top with over 30%, and actually Portugal is down under, because I saw Portugal, but it moves up. But I saw that Rio de Janeiro and Malaysia are running.
We've seen it a few times already, that the voting results have a different overview than what people actually allocate. Let's see.
I think this is a beautiful example of great success. So when you want to get those countries double the unit, make sure you get them the upcoming week.
So from September 1st, 5 regions have double the units until September 14, 11:59 p.m. Amsterdam time, which is Hawaii, St. Petersburg, Rio de Janeiro, Malaysia, and Portugal. So that's
I want to say something without taking too much time of it, but there were a lot of questions, and I know what it is, because they saw that the month was not over in the back offers to subscribe. That is over at 2 o'clock on that time. But
there's different. It depends on which, if it's
That's
summertime or
Estonia.
wintertime. Depends wintertime or summertime. But I think we announced many times already. Every global call we say very clearly 11:59 p.m. Amsterdam time. So when it comes to allocating packages in the view and the double the units, it's 11:59 p.m. Amsterdam time.
But still, I get the same people out of the entire world.
Are they on the call?
They are on the call, but they say, hey, I cannot do what happened with the double the unit. It is Amsterdam 12
Amsterdam time.
Yes.
Promotion, and I think this is important. We said it every week last month, but then it's only 1 month, of course, and now it becomes really valuable. Whatever you did in the month of August will be combined with the month of September.
Yeah.
So if you had a great month already in August, then you could have an even greater month when you combine it with the month of September, and maybe even go up 1 rank or 2 ranks or maybe even more.
And make sure that you start on time, because you have August, so the first week of September is actually tomorrow finishing. That means don't wait till the last week, because I'm pretty sure we will not take any risk anymore, that when you wait till the last week or the last days to put everything in, you could be that you don't make the range.
The system can be a little bit slower at the end of the month if everybody logs in at the same time, all the time, and does
A little bit?
it might happen. We always try to anticipate that and make it crazier every month.
So get it done on time.
So we have the special promotion still with the DAG coins going on. That was originally till the end of August, but we extended it till the Monday. So even if the people wanted to use their commission to use double the coins, then they can do that till tomorrow, 11:59 p.m. Estonia time. So it's important to remember.
It's 2 o'clock in the
That
night.
is 1 hour earlier. No, 1 hour earlier.
Ah, yes. Wow, yes.
So that means that you have 1 hour less till tomorrow night to benefit from the not only the double the coins but also the wheel.
I love the wheel. The wheel is my love.
This is of course a special promotion that we extended throughout the whole month. Actually, this should be September. So whatever package you buy of the view in the month of September, again you can buy the same package with that coin, and that means that full commission. Yeah, 3 volume points, the same when you buy in euros, so we extended that till the end of September. I can already announce that this type of promotion will not be extended after the month of September. That's a promise from me to you. So after October 1st, this promotion will not be available anymore.
I think it is a great deal. And now the people could see, because that coin went 1 cent up in price, and you see immediately when you buy an ultra package, that it costs you now, actually, you need 50 coins less than before.
Yeah.
So, you can see that very well. By rising the price, actually, it costs you, from the beginning point of investment, it costs you less. And that is, I would take advantage of this promotion as long as it stays. So, but to get the coins, you have just 1 day to go.
1 day to go for the double the coins, like I announced before. September 6th, tomorrow night, 11:59 p.m. Estonia time, which is 10:59 p.m. Amsterdam time. This promotion will end as well as the wheel.
Wow. Well, this is it.
This is it.
Are we ready now?
I said 10, it's even 5 past 8.
Wow, that is amazing. We get faster and faster because we get some requests from the network that people want to have more time to recruit people.
We don't want to take any more time from the people, especially when you have high-performing promotions going on. We want to keep it as short as possible, give you all the information that we have. It's not that we shortcut on the information, but when the information is given, we don't spend any more time because we want you to go back into the field and take advantage of the promotion as they are.
Yes, and I want to say something because I saw something, because I don't want to forget it, but did you see that at once Canada is on the move? We have people in Canada in the team of Kajan and Giovanni.
Yes.
As well, we have people in the team of Peter Gustler in Canada. So Canada,
are they going to have a battle? Who's going to be the diamond in Canada?
I'm sure, guys.
Peter,
the guys in the Middle East can build a team in Canada as well. So I'm anxious to know who will be the first diamond in Canada. What do you think? Who will win that battle?
I don't want to touch that.
You don't want to touch that?
No. I think they're both great leaders, and they're highly skilled. They are leading by example every day, working hard. So it's going to be a tough battle.
I made the promise when Canada delivers no later than the end of September a diamond, I will fly there with Craig. Craig and I will go to.
You know what? I don't know.
I don't know if Craig is allowed to get in.
But we could do something else. We can also say the first diamond in Canada will be invited to the European office.
Wow! Then they can stay in the House of Dreams, and we
get a special training. Well, how about that? Is that a good deal?
Yeah, but are they coming alone then, or how is that? Only the first. Only one?
Only one? You think two? They can bring one of the top performing leaders, or maybe more. What do you think?
Let's think about when they become a diamond.
The first diamond can come to. They're invited to the Netherlands, and they can bring 3
they can take the emerald because they need 2 emeralds.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
So we take the diamond and the emerald.
Oh.
We pay the flight tickets.
Wow, Kayop just left the call. What? Why? Okay, guys. You heard it? Something spontaneous came up. That is how it works. We never prepare, just what comes out. Yeah, we cannot come back from it now. It's said and done. So first diamond in Canada can bring 2 emeralds and is invited to visit the European
That's
Canada.
success factor. That's creating success for all, and then you will for sure see what dreams may come. So
We actually have tomorrow also guests coming to the head office in the Netherlands that came from Saudi Arabia. So yeah, that happens all the time. So people can come here, they can visit the office, they can meet some people. It's very busy. We're moving to another floor, getting another floor actually.
That office that we are moving, the 7th floor, the magical 7th floor.
Yes.
Wow, when you want to see magic, when you want to see lifestyle quality, my friend over here, he made that office magnificent. I never saw another office so beautiful.
No, it's gotta be
Brilliant.
But we want it to be an office where people like to work, but it also should be an office where we can invite the top leaders from the company and they know that they can bring their leaders and they feel welcome.
We have in that office 3 wine fridges, we have an espresso machines, we have a massage
We
chair.
have our own studio. We have our own studio.
I think we are the first network marketing company with a whole professional studio.
But there's also that all the people that work for Success Factory, they love to come to the office every day. Even when the corona broke out and we sent them home, next day they came back and they said, I'd rather have corona than sit another day at home. So it's also the culture. The same culture that we have in the office is also the culture that every leader should create in a team, that they want to do something beyond their own reasons and be part of something bigger than themselves.
The office becomes a part of their belief system.
That's it.
You know, when you see it, when you feel it, when you are there, you are not only able to dream it, but you believe it and you can go with that on a new purpose in full action. And I really believe that having a purpose based on belief, based on the right information, with the right motivation and the right inspiration will give you the vision to complete your mission. So
there's nothing left to say.
strength in
It's all about you.